Hey, it's Niclas, and it's time for that kind of video. I'm here to show you my top 5 games of 2025. And I think we can all agree this is one of the greatest years in gaming history. In this video, I don't just want to talk about my top 5, but also the gaming year 2025 overall. Before we get to my top 5, I want to talk about some honorable mentions, special shoutouts for all the games I played this year, and also mention some games released for 2025 that I haven't gotten around to yet, but definitely want to play next year or down the road. Let's just start with these yet to be played games, and on top of that list is definitely Ghost of Yotei. I played Ghost of Tsushima in 2024 and it was absolutely incredible. I heard Yotei is just as good, if not even better, and I'm pretty sure if I had played it on release, it would be my 2025 top 5. I do not own a PS5 though, hence I wasn't able to play it right away, but I will finally get one for 26 for GTA 6. Means we can also finally get to Ghost of Yotei before that. Look forward to my playthrough of that game later this year. Then there's Donkey Kong Bonanza. I've always been more of a Mario game player, but the reviews for Bonanza are unbelievably great, so I definitely want to give that a shot down the road as well. Though not live on stream, but rather for myself on the bed after work. Then there's both Hades 2 and Death Stranding 2. I haven't played either of their first games, but I did get them on the recent Steam sale, so it's definitely planned to be played in the future, both the first games and then the 2025 sequels. Then there's some other standalone games such as Lost Records Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight, and Chronos: The New Dawn. My schedule for 2026 is stacked. You can check it out in the awesome channel trailer I made, so it might take a while to go through all these games, but don't worry, we definitely will sooner or later. Next, let's go to the 2025 honorable mentions, which are 2 games, starting things off with Mario Kart World. I got the Switch 2 a little late, hence I missed the game's release hype in time, but I did finally get around to it, and even though it's not as good as Mario Kart 8, World is still a super fun time in the game I will get back to a lot throughout the upcoming years. Same thing goes for Battlefield 6. After playing the beta a lot, I actually didn't get the full game until the winter sale in December, but now I have got over 20 hours on it already, and what can I say, it's an absolute blast. Coming home from a long day at work and just blast off in domination or conquest, it's such a great time. Can be awful at times too, sure, that's multiplayer games for you, but all in all the game is tons of fun, runs smooth as butter and looks fantastic. Definitely going to be enjoying it for many years to come. Same for this game, because lastly there's the special shoutouts, starting with Marvel Rivals. It dropped in December last year and I sunk a lot of time into it in the first half of the year, due to which it was actually my most played game of 2025. The honeymoon phase did wear off and I dropped it for some time, especially ranked, but I got back around to it in a casual way. Some quick matches every now and then is super fun, and especially the new Annihilation mode is really enjoyable. As a casual multiplayer game to play for a couple of hours a week, I think Marvel Rivals is amazing. Next special shoutout goes to Hollow Knight. I bought it in 2024 and told myself I would play it once Silksong is announced. It did finally get announced and I finally played it. It's incredibly special. I have more time to spend with the game in the future, but the main playthrough I did was one of my favorites I've done to date. There will be a proper review for it one day. It was an absolutely unforgettable journey. Can't wait to talk about it more down the road. Same goes for the last special shoutout, the Silent Hill 2 remake. I finally got to it in the summer after focusing on the Until Dawn remake back in October of 2024. I mean, holy shit, this game is incredible. In terms of atmosphere, story, characters, and unbelievable experience. Like, this is peak survival horror. Same thing here, more detailed review down the road, but wow, this game is really special. And with all of that being said, let's get to my top 5 games of 2025. And we're kicking things off with Silent Hill F. And I'll be completely honest with you right away, had I been able to play Ghost of Yotei already, I doubt this game would have made it into the top 5. Hell, after originally having Silent Hill F on 5, I actually put Battlefield 6 onto rank 5 before rethinking and giving it to Silent Hill F after all. And I know this may sound weird, so let me put it simple. I love this game, but I also hate it. I mean, I was insanely excited for the release, even getting the deluxe edition for early access. And I really want to keep this short and simple, as I don't want to spoil my script for a proper Silent Hill F review video down the road, so let's just put it very plain for now. The combat system sucks and really drags down the overall experience of the game. I understand what they were trying to do, I understand what they were trying to achieve, You play this young Japanese schoolgirl, combat is supposed to feel awful, but I just don't like creative decisions that make things purposely tedious and dreadful. Again, I will go deeper into the whys and whats, but it has to be mentioned here right now so you understand why this game is only on rank 5 and wouldn't even have made it into the top 5 had I been able to play some other games released this year. I know it sounds like I only hate this game, but like I said, I also love it. Story, narrative, characters, art direction, world building, soundtrack, atmosphere, all unbelievable. Like, this game had me hooked. I was sitting here in my longest stream to date. I was sitting here for over 8 hours, feeling the need to keep playing and going because I needed to see how the story ends. I was that captivated. Again, Silent Hill F has so much to love, but at the end of the day, the gameplay loop is so important, and the game sadly felt really miserable to play at points. The game had me thrilled and mesmerized many times, and it absolutely deserves praise and applause, but it also deserves criticism. And I keep saying sad and unfortunate because I want to love this game thoroughly, but the combat sadly makes that impossible. Nonetheless, the story was incredibly special to experience. The game had me on the edge of my seat so many times. The art direction and audio design are excellent, and the characters and cast were brilliant. Silent Hill F is without a doubt one of the most memorable games, not just of 2025, but I've ever played. And that's what absolutely deserves this top 5 spot. Until I've played Ghost of Yotei. Next up in my top 5, on rank 4 on this list, is Hollow Knight Silksong. And I also both love and hate this game. Though the love part overweights the hate part, which makes the hate part that much more annoying. Again, I have a more detailed review planned. I don't want to get too deep into the matter already, but let me break it down for now. As I said earlier, I finally played Hollow Knight ahead of Silksong, and I loved it. Had my issues with it, but the overwhelming feeling was, I love this game. I mostly finished Silksong so far, though I have yet to get to Act 3, and have a lot of love for this game, but also many personal problems. Hornet as a character is so much fun to play as. The world, lore, music, art direction, all just like in Hollow Knight, absolutely gorgeous. And the gameplay itself, when it hits, is some of the most fun I've ever had, but only when it hits. Unfortunately, Silksong has a lot of design choices that at many points made it pretty miserable to play. Like, Silent Hill F had the story going for it and the gameplay was kinda awful, while Silksong has everything going for it, including gameplay, but that gameplay can also feel kinda awful at times. And with awful I mean tedious and dreadful. That includes long runbacks, which I already made a whole video about, areas that are specifically designed to be difficult but in a miserable way, the amount of grinding you have to do for shards and rosaries to use and buy new tools, and many enemies and boss fights just feeling shitty to fight against. Responsible for those runbacks and areas often being miserable is the annoying and clunky poker mechanic, while for the enemies, bosses and general difficulty, it's that Souls-like DNA the game possesses, a genre that I can end up really enjoying when the game manages to hit that balance. And that balance is something that Silksong sadly often fails to hit. Billwater and Growl being like the prime example for that. Just complete utter misery with no fun whatsoever. Savage Beastfly, many of the gauntlets, Greymoor, Petrified Ducts, just a lot of portions and areas that are not fun to play, due to game design choices that feel like they're intended to make the players feel miserable. And all of that feels like mentioned so unfortunate because when they do hit that balance, then holy fuck, Silksong is one of the best games ever. And that is especially showcased with some of the perfectly balanced boss fights. Fourth Chorus, Widow, Cockroach Dancers, Phantom, Tropio. Oh, that was so fucking incredible. When that combination of gameplay, music, and art direction delivers, the game is truly special and easily belongs on the number 2 on this list. But with those ups come a lot of downs, which makes spot 4 more than reasonable. Again, we still have Act 3 and the upcoming DLC to play, so we will go into more depth here in the future. For now, I can say that Silksong brought me some of the best gaming moments in 2025, but also some of the worst. Like those last Judge and Growl streams, fuck dude, I still feel them in my bones. And while those lows sadly overshadowed some of the highs, I still deeply love and appreciate this game. It took over the channel for several weeks and will do so again in 2026. For spot 3 and 2, I actually kind of struggled to decide which game to put on which spot, as both games are drastically different from one another, both in gameplay, game length, and time sunk into. It was really difficult to decide which game I ultimately enjoyed more and which I would ultimately consider as better, as both are some of the best entries into their respective genres. With that in mind, I did make a decision, even if it was not an easy one. Top 3 on my list was Pokemon Legends CA. A game that I know is not really that popular, at least across some negative bubbles online. For most long-time Pokemon fans like myself though, Legends CA is without a doubt one of the most fun entries into the franchise to date. And I would go as far as putting it into the top 3 of all classic Pokemon games as well. I talked about it in an older video already. This game really reignited my passion for Pokemon. The Pokemon itself feel the most alive they've ever been. The game has some of the best characters across any Pokemon game, and the battle system feels fresh and was a super welcoming change of pace. I will always love and prefer the classic turn-based combat, but Legends CA battles can be so damn fun. Lumina City as a whole was so cool to explore, with all the newly added wild zones throughout the story and the side quests making the city truly feel alive. There's a few things I didn't fully enjoy, like the pocket sections feeling a bit out of place, some clunky moments with the combat, especially in the Zia Royale, and obviously the fact that the story did the whole go and beat 3 rogue megas somewhere a bit too often. But those are minor nitpicks across over 100 hours I've spent with Legends CA so far, and I haven't even started the DLC yet. The quality of life in this game is amazing, and shiny hunting is easier and more rewarding than ever. If you love Pokemon, then this game gives you so much to love and appreciate. And as someone with such a bond to the franchise, this game really reminded me why I love it so much. Yes, Lumina could have been even bigger and greater, but I'm not gonna complain about the game, which is incredible just the way it is. I mean, goddammit, it made me cry. The Pokemon game. It's absolutely special and more than earned the podium for 2025. Taking the silver medal is Dispatch. I remember seeing it revealed at the Game Awards in 2024 and I was like, that looks interesting. Fast forward, after completely missing the initial release, we started things with episode 1 through 4, and oh my god, did this game hook and enchant me. Finally getting to experience these weekly drops as they happen, it was so damn exciting to look forward to the new episodes. I love choice-based games as they make for super fun and interesting playthroughs, and as I already made a whole video about, this game fixed my biggest issue with them. As we replaced the long tedious walk sections and instead added the dispatching mechanic, which is so fucking cool and is still needed as its own game. It's obviously not just the gameplay, the entire game and story just delivers. An unbelievable cast of characters and actors, a super fun, emotional and captivating story, all culminating in great gameplay and a kick-ass ending. Like I said earlier, this game is one of the best of its genre. As someone that really loves choice-based games, yet always disliked the part of the gameplay aspect, Dispatch felt like it was made for me. It just ticks off every single box and managed to be one of the most memorable games, not just of 2025, but I've ever played. And that across only 8 episodes and like less than 9 hours of playtime. Like I said earlier, some games sink in hundreds of hours into, others just 10 to 20, and the impact and enjoyment can be very similar. What Dispatch is able to achieve in its short runtime is spectacular and awesome. And at this point, after that reception, a second season should be on the horizon and I couldn't be more excited. Dispatch is fucking awesome and a more than well-deserved top 2 of 2025. And now it's time for my favorite game of 2025. If you have been subbed to my channel, you know what it is. I don't think it needs any introductions at this point. My favorite game of 2025 and maybe even of all time is Mind's Eye. Dude, why do people hate this game? Mind's Eye is one of the most spectacular, unique, creative, interesting games the gaming world has ever seen. I played it over 10 times since release and... What? They got the joke? Okay. My favorite game of 2025 is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Who could have thought? I know it's the most basic answer for some people, but man, this game is worth the hype. I finally got around to it ahead of the Game Awards after hearing amazing things about it for months, and it completely got me. The story and characters are amongst the most impactful I've ever seen in any video game. The art direction, soundtrack, gameplay, combat, skill system, enemy design, performances, set pieces, overworld, writing, twists, storytelling, there is so much to love and appreciate. My expectations for this game after the praise online were massive, and it didn't just meet those expectations, it excelled them. A game that makes me cry so many times and has me say this might be my new favorite game of all time after finishing it is obviously, without a doubt, my favorite game of 2025. If you haven't played it, please do, you will not regret it. It's a testament to video games and why I love them, the kind of game that will be talked about for decades by those who come after. And this shall be it with this video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it and want to support the channel, it would help me a lot. What is your top 5 of 2025 and what are some of the older games you finally played? Glad you drop a comment down below and share it with me. This was the first big video of 2026, even though it was supposed to be the last big video of 2025, a year with a lot of downs but also a lot of ups, both here on YouTube and in real life. I already dropped my channel trailer hyping up all the games I want to play throughout the year, live on stream with y'all together, alongside some of the other projects I have planned. I want 2026 to be special, y'all. I said back in June for this channel's anniversary that I want to reach 20k subs before next June. We're at over 23k right now. My goal for 2026 is hitting at least 50,000. And I'm confident that we can do that together. Till then, stay safe, have been happy, and enjoy yourself some video games. It's Niclas, and I can't wait to see you back soon on my channel.